Have a podcast and looking to repurpose your content? Keep watching, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do. Before we can even look into repurposing your podcast, we first have to have some consistency in your posting. There is no point in repurposing your content across multiple platforms if you do not have consistency across one platform first. I would be looking to have 2, 3, or even 4 weeks of consistent content posting before looking to start repurposing your content on other platforms. If this is your podcast, maybe you're going to post onto YouTube and Spotify for 4 weeks, every single week, and then you can look to distribute across other channels. Today, I'm going to show you the process that I use to create content every single day for YouTube using my podcast as the core content. To recap from a previous video, I currently record 2 podcasts per week, 2 intentional videos like this one that you're hopefully enjoying today, and then an additional 7 to 10 YouTube short videos that I then share across my platforms. By doing this, it allows me to post onto YouTube every single day, and my goal is to post daily until the end of the year. By recording a long form podcast, in this example, we'll say that it's going to last for 1 hour. This one long form video then allows me to create an additional 2 or 3 medium form videos, which would range between 3 minutes to 8 minutes. And then it also allows me to typically create 2 to 3 short form videos, which would be anything under 60 seconds. Therefore, recording one podcast allows me to create one long form video, multiple medium form videos, and then a couple more short videos. This allows me to have lots of content that I get to share with my audience and hopefully bring them lots of value. And by posting this content across multiple platforms, it increases the amount of eyes that are on my business and that are on my content. And my hope is that by sharing this content across multiple platforms, it's going to enable more people to get the help that they need. So if I am creating that much content of just one podcast, then I'm recording 2 of these per week, plus recording additional content. This now takes my content to another level. So let's look at how you can do exactly the same. Your content is going to be reliant on the quality of the podcast that you record and the guest that you have on that show. If you do not ask very good and clear questions on your podcast, it is not going to transfer to other medium form, high quality videos. So this podcast recording is imperative for the success of your channel and your growth. What I like to do with my podcast is prepare a full dossier, which is going to have all of the information about my guest before the podcast. I then use this to craft lots of different questions that I get to use for the podcast. For those of you that have any experience in marketing or even SEO, you can also start to plan in advance your titles and even your thumbnails before you record your podcast. So when it comes to recording your podcast, I am going to ask very direct and clear questions to my guest because I know that that is going to transfer to then very good short or medium form videos post-edit. So before the podcast, I've prepared all of my questions. I'm then going to record the podcast with my guest, ask very intentional questions, which I know are going to provide value to my audience. Then when the podcast is finished recording, what I'm going to do is actually get this fully transcribed. To get your podcast transcribed, I personally use Riverside to transcribe my videos, but there are other softwares that you can use too. Once I have the transcription of the podcast, I can then go through the text and actually select the best times, the best questions, and the best responses from my guests, which I want to use for the medium form videos. The reason I do it like this is because during the podcast, I don't want to have to be taking notes and ultimately selecting what are going to be my medium form clips. I like to do this afterwards once I know that the podcast is recorded. This allows me to fully focus on the conversation and the connection that I have with the guest. Once I have finished recording the podcast, I am then going to create my long form video, which I'm going to distribute onto YouTube, Spotify, and then also potentially Apple Podcasts. I use a software called Anchor.com, I think it is, that allows me to distribute across all of these platforms all in one. Once the long form video is created, I can then cut those small sections that I'm looking for the medium form videos, again, using the transcription that I've already highlighted. These medium form videos, I am going to only put onto YouTube, but I am going to promote them across my socials. So I'm going to post them on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, in my emails, on my website. I'm putting them on all of these platforms to try to raise awareness of that content and help those people that are watching. On top of this, I'm going to create those short form videos, which then I'm going to distribute across Instagram, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts. There are so many places that you can put this. Once I have finished with the medium form videos, I'm then going to create my short form videos, anything under 60 seconds. And I'm going to use later.com to distribute these across other platforms, the Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels. I'm going to put them on YouTube Shorts, on TikTok. I'm going to share them on LinkedIn. I'm going to send emails. I'm going to upload them on my blog. By doing this, it's raising the awareness of my profile and also, hopefully, helping those people that watch. So again, it all starts with a high quality podcast and guest and interview that you have. Once you have recorded that podcast, you can then select your best questions and answers that you can chop up into medium form videos, anything between 3 to 8 minutes, somewhere around there. You can reuse this content back onto YouTube and your other socials. Then you can also cut some clips down to 60 seconds, which you can use on even more platforms. By doing this, it allows those people that enjoy the full-length podcasts to enjoy that content. It allows the people that only have the time for the medium form videos to watch those. And those people that are just happy scrolling, they can also catch up on the 60-second videos as well. If you want to learn more about how I am creating so much content, you can watch a previous video about how I create 30 plus high quality videos a month in under 10 hours a week. So a reminder of the key points. The first thing, you have to record a high quality long form podcast. Then you're going to get this transcribed and you're going to select your best questions and answers that you want to use for medium form videos. After this is done, you're now also going to select the short form videos that you intend to use across different platforms. Once this is done, I use later.com to help me in distributing this content across all of my platforms that I have available. This allows multiple places, multiple platforms, multiple people to see the content I'm creating, and hopefully they get value from it. My name is Samuel Main, and I truly hope that you got value from today's video. If you did, please do hit the subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow. I'll see you in the video tomorrow.